Volusia Flagler Fantasy Football League. It is me, Giselle's prenup, with our commish, Mud Dogs, and our special guest this week, Mr. Smokin Joe, aka My Hat is Ugly. How you guys doing?
Yes, sir. How's it going? How's it going?
It's going.
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate
Absolutely.
I tell you what, Clark, that's a fine looking hat you got on your head, brother. And there's going to be a lot of people out there in Dolphinville very excited to see the proper logo sitting on top of your head, man.
Yes, sir.
And if you get a random text, it's probably going to be from my brother-in-law because he's probably going to think you're his new best friend.
We're talking Brian, right?
That's it. The only one that I have right now. Anyway, I tell you what, man, enough of the small talk. Let's go ahead and get into the week 14 picks. We're going to go ahead and fire this bitch up with the matchup that means absolutely nothing to the playoff picture this week, but bragging rights will be on the line as we've got Bills Mafia president Ass and TDs taking on Iron Smoke. To me, this one is going to be pretty simple, man. It's going to be like a WWE tag team match. On one side of the docket, I'm going to be looking at Travis Kelce and Stephon Diggs taking on Tony Pollard and Devontae Adams. And I sit here and I look at these matchups, and I'm going to give the slight lean to Iron Smoke. So I'm going to go with Iron Smoke by a half a point this week over Ass and TDs. What you say, Clark?
Listen. Not so fast. All right, listen here. All I got to say is you got Herbert, Allen, Kelce. When I look at Iron Smoke, I don't like it. Geno Smith, you can say what you want. They're playing Carolina. He might go off, but I'm not seeing it there. I think I know Justin Herbert's playing Miami Sunday night. That's going to be a great game. Dolphins are on the road. That's going to be tough for them. I see Herbert having a good game, unfortunately. Not only that, like I said, you have Kelce, Keenan Allen on her team, Stephon Diggs. That's it. He can't compete. Iron Smoke's not going to get it. I got Ass and TDs by 7.
So when I look at this, I see a lot of more even playing field than I think both of you do. I think, again, story of the season comes down to running backs. You got Tony Pollard and Gus Edwards on one side, and you got Devin Singletary, and I can't pronounce it, on the other side. I'm not going to try. Anyways, Gus Edwards is playing. He's healthy this week. We don't know what's going on with Lamar Jackson. He's got a PCL injury, 1 to 3 weeks. Probably not going to be playing. They're going to run heavy. As long as he stays healthy, I think he's going to get some good touches against Pittsburgh. It's going to be a real close matchup, but I'm going to take Ass and TDs as well by 2.
All right. Moving along, we've got the AT Aliens taking on Tua Legit, Tua Quit. This is going to be a big matchup for Douglas this week. If he is able to get the win and get a little bit of help from sponsored by Blanton's, Douglas could take home the division championship over in the Shiva and secure that first round bye. For him, he's got to get the QB situation sorted out, man. Deshaun Watson looked absolutely putrid last week against the Houston Texans. He has a tough matchup on the road at Cincinnati this week. Nick Chubb has kind of been on the decline a little bit over the past couple weeks. Hasn't been churning and burning like he was on the first half of the year. Jalen Waddle, man, he was in and out last week against the Niners. I mean, Doug's hurting, man. I mean, when you got Younghoe Koo leading the charge last week overall with 14 points, that's not a good sign. And on the flip side, as we've talked a couple times before, man, Mrs. Gailey's squad looks like it could definitely spoil the party for some folks. I know she's got Super Camario on a bye, but I mean, let's be honest, Alvin Kamara is probably one of the bigger busts that's happened in fantasy football this year. I think Najee Harris is going to have a better matchup against Baltimore than people are kind of led to believe in this one with the Lamar Jackson injury happening. So I think Najee may have a sneaky good game. And those wide receivers, man, A.J. Brown and Amon-Ra St. Brown, I mean, I'll take those two wideouts any day of the week. So hell with it, man. I'm gonna go and call the upset in this one, man. I'm gonna take two legit, two a quit.
I like it. I took Tua this week. Took Amanda. Doug, I don't know. Your team's struggling. You're gonna make the playoffs, but you better get on that waiver wire, making some trades, call some people up. Deshaun Watson going into at Cincinnati. Seeing the Bengals after last week. I don't care if Cleveland got 3 touchdowns on the defense. Deshaun Watson's not gonna. I just don't even see him doing anything in that game. It's the NFL, you don't know, but just don't see it happening. I got Tua by 6.
Justin Fields is going to score 35 points on Lee's bench this weekend because Lee's not going to be able to take Jalen Hurts out because he's going to be too uncomfortable to do that. Doug, I don't know. Brother, that was a bad call. Mrs. Gailey's playing spoiler. I've already been saying it, and I'm going to keep saying it, dude. She's going to put a absolute beating on Doug this weekend. Biggest margin of victory, blowout, 20 points.
Ah, goodness.
Justin Fields.
All right. All right. Well, moving right along to the next one on the docket, we've got Giselle's prenup at 7-6, fighting for their playoff lives this week, taking on the putrid 2-11 Boot and Rally. Man, Sean, you and I have been on this journey this season, and we've come on this channel every week for a couple months now, and it's been shoulda, coulda, woulda, but it's just not materializing, man. TB12, he's got a horrible matchup this week on the road at San Francisco. CeeDee Lamb's probably going to go for 100 yards and a touchdown in the first 8 minutes of the game against the Houston Texans. And then they're probably going to be like, take a breather, pimp. Like, you're good for the next 3.5 quarters because we don't need you, right? I think you kind of alluded to it last week. You're anticipating Boot and Rally to go for probably $190. I tend to agree with you. I think we're going to get blinged out Kirk Cousins this week on the road at Detroit. The Lions have pretty much turned everything into an AFL game. The over-under on this one's probably like at 82. So, yeah, I'm gonna take Boot and Rally 192 to 85 this week.
Oh,
damn, dog.
All right. Look,
I have become a human punching bag.
I'm on Boot and Rally 2 this week. Poor Eric. You guys seen how many moves he made this year?
What do you mean, poor Eric?
40 moves, this guy.
It's not new. It's not new.
Yeah, there's
just every year.
There's no such thing as poor Eric, man. Like there's no sympathy for that man on this chat.
I don't know how he does that. I don't know how he does it. But no,
You
this
made a
week,
deal with the devil.
Yeah, he did.
God, look, this week, yeah, I give it to Boot and Rally. Unfortunately, Giselle prenup, you drafted great beginning of the year, but end of the year, you just couldn't keep up, buddy. That's all. Tom Brady, he's struggling last couple weeks. Mike Evans hasn't done much. CeeDee Lamb, he'll get you some points, but you're just gonna struggle this week, bud. That's it. I mean, I ain't got much to say. I don't want to talk too bad about Tom Brady. I'm not gonna do it. No need to. Now that he's off
It
the
sounds like
Patriots,
it's coming.
I kind of like the guy, honestly. He won't stop playing football. He loves football. He don't care. He's just gonna go divorce. It don't matter. He don't care. He's gonna play football. I kind of like that, but I'll just leave that there. But anyway, I got Boot and Rally by 14.
This is going to be the second biggest margin of victory this week. It's going to be a 19.5 point victory. Listen, in all honesty, I should probably have Eric's record, and Eric should probably have mine. Eric has scored more points than me this season. Eric has also probably broken a record from the amount of points scored against. His team's not bad. The Devil's just here to collect. But this week, the Devil's taking the week off. Because it doesn't matter, and his hopes and dreams this season have already been crashed and burned. And he's going to take what little bit of life I have left and put me in the fire with him. And you know what? I'm okay with that. ESPN can say what they want. I mathematically have no way of winning. I don't care what they say. I took math in college. Give me Eric by 19.5 points. Tom Brady will be the coach of the Patriots in 2 years.
Flip it, ship it, right?
Clip and ship that shit.
Moving on. Next up on the docket, we've got Master Bader at 8-5, taking on our celebrity guest picker this week, Smokin Joe Burrow. I sit here and I'm gonna go ahead and start on Lee's side of the docket. Okay. Jalen Hurts is it's the easy conversation piece, right? But to me, looking at this lineup again, I've been banging the drum on the Dallas Cowboys team, and I sit here and I'm just going to pencil in on this area of Lee's lineup. They're taking on the Houston Texans this week. Zeke and the Cowboys defense. I feel like Zeke's going to get his early, and then he's going to get shut down. The Cowboys defense, on the other hand, is still going to have to go out there series after series after series, regardless of it's 1A or, the two deep on the crew. They're going to be getting rolled out there. What I'm nervous about is if the Cowboys get so far ahead that the Texans are able to get, some garbage time points here in this one. So depending on what happens in that Cowboys-Texans game is going to be reflective of how this matchup rolls. On the flip side, Smokin Joe Burrow at home, taking on the Browns. The Browns looked like trash last week against the Texans. Joe Burrow is starting to kind of, roll into form right now. And the guy on Clark's roster that has just been absolutely on fire the last couple of weeks has been Garrett Wilson. He's on the road against the Bills, right? And if old Mike White is still slinging the ball around the yard, man, he's probably going to be looking Wilson's way at least 15 to 20 times. So it's going to be a business decision here. I'm taking Smokin Joe Burrow by 2 touchdowns this week.
Say what? I love it. All right. Well, listen, I'm not picking myself. Okay, now listen. Like you mentioned, you got Jalen Hurts on the road at the Giants. In my mind, they're the best team in the NFL. It seems like he'll go in there and they're just going to smoke him. Derrick Henry at home against Jacksonville. I don't think Tannehill's playing. I forget who the quarterback is. It doesn't matter at this point. But Derrick Henry's going to get his touches against Jacksonville. And like you said, Ezekiel Elliott, he's going to get at least 2 touchdowns at Houston. And the Cowboys defense. I mean, Houston, it's going to be tough for me to overcome Lee. Now, I don't know how Lee did it this year. I don't think has Lee ever made the playoffs? I don't know. I can't believe he's made it. I don't know how he got Jalen Hurts. I don't know how he's even in this position, to be honest with you. I give you props, Lee. I'm serious. I don't think you've ever been here. Has he ever been here? Anybody? Kamish?
I think it was the Cold War.
He's going to make the playoffs. Lee is going to make the playoffs. This is crazy. So I'm happy for him. I'm going to do my best to beat his ass, though. And this is my best lineup. I'll be honest. This is it. This is it. I've got Masturbator by 10.
Well, this is Lee's season. Lee's going to be 9-5 at the end of this matchup, buddy. I don't know what went through Ryan's mind with that pick, but Hurts against the Giants, that's a W. Derrick Henry against Jacksonville, that's a huge W. Ramondre Stevenson against Arizona. I don't know. Patriots suck. Zeke, 2 touchdowns, that's a reach, Clark. I don't know about that. But Cowboys defense is going to absolutely decimate Houston. Like Ryan said earlier, that's the MVP of his team. 103-87. Smokin Joe gets a Mai Tai at half. Joins the golf course with me and Eric.
All right.
We kick him off the back of the golf cart because of that stupid hat. He walks back and orders another Mai Tai.
Matchup number 5 on the docket this week. We've got a good one here in the Chalupa Batman division. We've got the hottest team in the Volusia Flagler Fantasy Football League. Snitches get stitches, sitting at 8-5, taking on the South Central LSU Mud Dogs. I'm gonna start on John Clayton's side of the docket, man, and it's been Josh Jacobs and Justin Jefferson. There have been his 2 bell cows this season. He's getting James Conner back this week on Monday night, which I don't like it when I go against somebody on Monday Night Football because strange things tend to happen. Fortunately for me, though, they're taking on the Patriots. And regardless of what you, Mr. Cohn, and you, Mr. Bowen, think about the Patriots, Belichick's always answered the bell as far as the defense goes for the most part. So I can't necessarily see James Conner going off on Monday night.
No.
For yours truly, the problem that I have this week is trying to figure out where in the hell my offense is going to come from because it has been in the absolute toilet for the past month. Josh Allen has a not plus matchup this week, taking on the Jets. Gabe Davis I can't depend on him. Olave's on a bye. I mean, I don't even know if I'm getting Mixon back this week. And Damian Pierce is taking on the Cowboys. With all that big in-depth analysis that I just gave you, I can't figure out how to beat John Clayton in all these years. John Clayton has my number year in, year out. You can go on the little matchup tab on the ESPN app, and you can find out who your most difficult matchup is, and it says John Clayton 100. Yeah, pretty much. I can't beat the dude. So I'll take snitches get stitches this week.
All right, I hear you. I hear you. Can't pick yourself. Well, when I look at this, your team's stacked, Ryan. I know you're struggling a little bit lately, but I see you got Josh Allen, Gabe Davis at home playing the Jets. The Jets they're not bad, okay? But it's time for the Bills to step up. I think you're going to see a big game from both of them. I do like Gabe Davis a lot, UCF alum, watched him in college. I wish I would have drafted him. Perrine, you can help me with that, Sean. Balled out last week. Balled out last week. Did you see him?
No.
Okay. I don't see why Perrine cannot have an amazing week against the Browns, Ryan. You just got too much firepower, I think. Obviously, I don't know what Pierce is going to do at Dallas. Houston's Houston, but you got a good defense. He doesn't even have a defense right now. He better get one. I think he might need to get Cincinnati's defense, I think, is on the waiver, or the Dolphins. So you better step it up. But I got South Central LSU Mud Dogs by 3. What you got, Sean?
Clayton's on a roll, baby. Clayton's on a roll. It's not looking good for the commish this week either, man. Got questions at running back, questions at receiver. Another player at tight end that I don't know how to pronounce their name. Not going to try. It's going to be a tough W for the old commish this week, man. My money, if I was a betting man, would be against him. And everybody in this league probably thinks that I'm going to pick Clayton. But because all the cards are stacked against the commish is going to win this week. Give me the Mud Dogs by 1.34 points.
I think my phone is it's overheating right now. It's probably getting ready to just combust right now. So if I go dark,
your boy gets dangerous with picks when he has nothing to lose, dude. Your boy gets dangerous.
All right. Here's the moment we've all been waiting for. We have got the Week 14 5-star matchup. We are talking damn near all the marbles are going to be on the line in this one in the Shiva division. We have got 8 and 5, sponsored by Blanton's, taking on 8 and 5, Shane Falco and company. I look at this matchup, and I've got my cousin taking on my brother-in-law. If I was smart, I'd probably sit on here for the next 10 minutes and just take a blowtorch to both of these boys. But I'm not going to do it because I love them both very dearly. But I'm gonna start on brother-in-law's side of the docket this week, man. Brian, he's got to get it figured out at QB. He's got Trevor Lawrence in there right now, and I don't think I'm starting T-Law. I'm hitting the waiver wire this week, man. I'm going to go looking for a QB. There's a couple of guys out there. I'm not going to sit here and tell him who I think he should be out there playing, because then we're going to have to cut his ass a bill. And I know his tab's getting pretty fat for all the fantasy football analysis. Bowen and I have been feeding this man this season. So he's going to have to make a move at QB. Dalvin Cook on the road at Detroit has historically played well against the Lions. Christian Kirk is having a hell of a season. And, Tyreek Hill, it don't matter, man. Every week, it doesn't matter who they're putting up against him. Tyreek Hill's going to eat. He's going to get his. To me, it's the other complimentary pieces that make me nervous with Sponsored by Blends, man. Tight end, flex. Hell. He's even rolling with Mr. Dicker there, the Chargers kicker. On the flip side, though, Shane Falco and company. Tyler Lockett has been absolutely NBA Jams rules the last month. I think he's caught a touchdown in 4 straight games. They're taking on the sorry-ass Carolina Panthers. I don't see T. Lockett slowing down at all this week. Jamar Chase is probably going to get his legs back against the Browns and start kind of getting that playoff push ready to rock and roll. I don't expect much this week out of his running backs. Pat Mahomes taking on the Broncos, divisional game on the road. The Broncos defense has been sneaky good this year. I don't know if they're still bought in, man, because let's be honest, anybody in that Broncos organization or fan base, they hate that man Russell Wilson right now, and he just pissing everybody off. But I got to make a pick in this game. Oh, God. I wish I could just take him to tie, but I can't do it. I'm going to pick a winner. The hell with it, man. Fire the cannons this week, man. I'm not even going to say Shane Falco and company because, goddamn it, that's not his name. It's the Jolly Roger, baby. I'm taking Cuzzo by a field goal, baby. Fire the cannons.
I like it, Ryan. I got Ben in this game. This is going to be a great game. Like you said, Sponsored by Blanton's really got to figure out the quarterback situation. You can't go in against Ben's team stacked. You could say maybe Fournette might struggle a little on the road against a good defense at San Francisco, but everyone else he's got on his team is stacked. I don't really like his defense, but the Browns scored 3 touchdowns last week on their defense, so I'm sure he's going to keep them in. Other than that, Ben is just stacked. I give the nod in almost every position except, maybe running back to Ben. I think Brian's running backs might be a little better, but this week, other than that, I got to give it to Ben. He wins this, he gets the bye, and he more than likely will face Ryan, but we will see. That's who I got. I got Shane Falco and company by 7. Get that bye week, Ben. But I do love you, Ryan. Go Fins.
Brian, we meet again. Here you are on the cusp of greatness. You're 1 game away, dude, from getting that first round bye and securing that spot in the playoffs. And even though you may have already secured your spot, it's not going to be number 1. Not this time, pal. This is going to be a clean sweep for the 5-star matchup game of the week. Clean sweep. Mr. Jolly Roger, a.k.a. Shane Falco, a.k.a. leader of the Northeast Georgia War Room Bowling Alley Fishing Shack, whatever the fuck you guys call it. It's taking the W this week.
Let's go. A sweep on the 5-star. I love it.
Final score.
I love it.
$100-99.
That's what I call a 5-star. For sure. Well, if you boys and girls have been following along at home, we've pretty much covered all the playoff scenarios that we got going on in these divisional races. technically got 7 teams still alive. We have
No.
one team that has self-proclaimed themselves as a extremely long shot to make the dance. So
I can explain it.
guess we'll
I can explain it. The only way I win, the only way I make the playoffs is if Clayton loses, I win, and Clayton scores like 4 points, and I score 130. That's the only way. I'm out. I'm already on the island. I'm on the island.
if John Clayton scores 4 points this week in fantasy football, I'm gonna be asking folks to produce a Venmo receipt, man, because I'm gonna be like, there is no way that stuff just be legally happening in the fantasy football realm. So, anywho, the only other thing that I want to talk about real quick before we let our esteemed celebrity guest, Mr. Cone, depart is Clark. We've been throwing around the possibility of a live draft next year in Vegas. Okay. So my question to you is, do you already have the babysitters lined up for next August?
Are you talking to us
Listen.
right now?
Yeah, I just
I'm-
asked. I asked Clark if he's got the babysitter lined up already.
I'll fly the mother-in-law down, dude. I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll be honest. The wife knows, and she's all for it. She can't wait. So we need to get everybody ready. Start saving now. Every week, put something away for it.
A lot.
That's what I like to hear. And I guess my only other follow-up question I got for you, Clark, is I know you got history with sport books, man. I mean, like, are there any of them that you're like technically banned from right now out in Vegas, or you got like caps on where you can only be in there for like 20 hours in a 24-hour period, or like what's the story behind that?
And no, in Vegas, I'm good. It's all the online stuff. I got to go through other people. That's all.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Vegas, we're good. We're good.
That's all the questions I got, man. Bowen, you got anything you want to add to this?
Listen, Clark's been in this league, I think, as long as I have. We both started in 2010, yeah? Yeah. I think in 2012, it was you and I in the championship. You remember how that went? I do.
Oh.
I'll never forget. But anyways, we've been in this league a long time, man, and we remember the live draft and how much fun that was. It's been a long time, dude.
It's
been
awesome.
That is the best part of fantasy football, is getting together with your friends. I mean, half of us, dude, are family. We've known each other so long at this point, dude. I hope we can do that. I know a lot of people in this league have a lot of different things going on. A lot of us have kids, and we have jobs and careers and things. But I really hope that we can all get together and have a good time. At least for a couple days.
Yeah, we're not talking a week, I mean, just
you don't want to be there.
couple
You don't want to be there longer than 3 days, man. It's just too much.
No.
To me personally, like more than 3 days in Vegas, and I am just terrified.
Yeah, I have a feeling if we stretched it out to 96 hours, we would probably have to replace somebody in the league.
It'd probably be me.
I don't feel like losing anybody while we're out there.
It'd probably be me.
I would say you'd be on the short list, man. You would definitely be if you weren't the front runner, I'd say you definitely top 3 for sure.
I don't know whether to say thank you or be upset about that.
I'd probably say thank you.
I mean, but Sean, you're right.
I'm the crazy one.
Yeah, Sean, you're right, man. Sean, we need to get together. It's been too long. Ryan, you've been the commish for however many years. You put everything together. What was it? Hooters and the Wing? No, not Wing House. Or yeah.
Oh man, we've done Buffalo Wild Wings. Little Tomoka Yacht Club though, man. # not a sponsor, but shout out to Little T, baby. Like, that's the spot.
No, it's the best. It's the best. We
Yeah.
got to
Well,
do it.
I'll tell you what, man. We could sit here and talk shop all night, but I know you guys got to get back to it. Getting the kids tucked in and whatnot, and just making sure you tell your wives that you love them, and you're not just neglecting them for this channel all night. But Clark, thank you for taking time out of your social schedule, man. I really appreciate you stopping by the set, and I'm sure Sean, he shares the same sentiment, man. So thank you again, brother.
Absolutely,
Hey,
dude.
thank you. I'd like to do it again. Let's do it. Let's keep it up. I'm loving this. Thanks for getting this started. Let's keep it going. Let me know. I'm ready to do it again.
Okay.
Last week of the regular season, baby. Let's get it.
See you next week.
Woo!